Welcome to Spartan Stadium on the campus of Brookfield East High School. It's a Greater Metro Conference battle tonight as the Brookfield East Spartans host the Marquette Hilltoppers. Good evening, everyone. Along with Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you. Glad you're along for Week 8 of our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. This has always been a good battle between these two schools. It's been nip and tuck. The 6 of the last 8 games settled by 4 points.
Yeah, 3 or 4 points. Been the case with Marquette this year. They lost a couple of real close ones in the conference by 3. Who gets over the hump tonight?
Certainly, that's the point here tonight with Marquette has been that consistency. Inconsistency has been the consistent theme.
Got to watch how we say that. No, it's been a case that the coaches say, you know, kids are working hard, but they're not consistent, and sometimes they blow assignments, and that really has cost them.
For Brookfield East coming in with a 5-1 record, they've got an opportunity in front of them to still get a share of the Greater Metro Conference title.
Right. They play Sussex Hamilton in the last game of the season. They want to make sure they guarantee that they're in the playoffs and with a winning record. Marquette, on the other hand, has to win these last 2 games to have a 500 record to have a shot at getting into the playoffs.
Right, that 3-3 record might get them in. We don't know that for sure, and especially in all the leagues now, especially with how the COVID cancellations play a part in that.
Right, and I think the WIA is still kind of sorting through exactly how they're going to play this out.
So it should be an exciting matchup. We're going to take a look at a couple of players we are watching for Marquette tonight. Offensively, a pair of wide receivers everyone would love to have.
Well, that's been their offense. Frankie Colopy and Nick Fergie, 2 tall, rangy kids. They've really caught the majority of passes for the Hilltoppers this year.
Colopy, the number 2 receiver in the state coming into the game here tonight. Fergie ranked number 12 in terms of receiving yards. And then on defense, you've got Joey Cafaro, the linebacker, leading tackler.
Leading tackler for the Toppers. He has been the consistent part of the defense.
How about Luke Ronski at defensive end? There's a story there.
Luke Ronski didn't play last year because of COVID, some concerns within the family. Back this year. Has been at defensive end doing a nice job for him.
For Brook East tonight, it's all behind their quarterback, Schminda.
Well, Matthew Schminda has been the one of the leading rushers, throws the ball well, and his partner in crime, Simon Lupton, has been one of the leading pass receivers.
Yeah, Lupta has gained 512 yards on the ground this year. Luke Heinkel, defensive end, we'll keep an eye on tonight.
Right, he's been one of the leaders of that front 4 of their defense, and he's done an outstanding job.
And the secondary, Joe Wilde leads the team with 3 interceptions already.
And he's even returned one for a touchdown. He's been kind of the ball hawk back there for the Spartans.
We mentioned 6 of the last 8 games have gone right down to the wire. Average margin of victory about 5 points in that one. So we'll keep an eye on it here tonight. When we come back, our own Mike McGivern will have the football coaches and get their take on tonight's ball game from Spartan Stadium in Brookfield. Brookfield East and Marquette on My 24.
Welcome to the Heiser Automotive Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week presented by Landmark Credit Union. We're here at Brookfield East High School as Marquette High takes on Brookfield East. We're joined by the two head coaches of tonight's game, Coach Farley from Brookfield East, Coach Kozinski from Marquette High. Coach, let's start with you. It's been a long time. It's good to see you again, by the way. Coached together at Dominican a long time ago. A lot of close games and just not coming out on top. This is a big game for you guys.
Absolutely. Every time we play Brookfield East, it's a great game and it's a great rivalry. We're seeking consistency. We know that our athletes can play the game of football, and they're ready to go for tonight.
Hey, Coach, how hard is it, and I've been there as a coach, how hard is it to get kids, still staying positive coming out to practice every day when they've struggled a little bit with wins and losses?
I'll tell you what, that's what we've been working on for the last couple of weeks, and I've been really impressed with our kids. They come out, they practice hard, and they're looking to get a win tonight.
Hey, Coach Farley, so far so good. You guys playing extremely well. But was there any surprises to you guys coming into the year? Did you kind of expect to have this kind of year?
We thought we had a pretty solid team coming in, and we know we got our hands full tonight with a really good Marquette football team.
This conference is tough, man. It's a tough conference. When West Dallas Central decided that they couldn't play, that threw a wrench into the conference and schedule a little bit. Sussex Hamilton playing Stevens Point tonight, and I think that's probably good as long as nobody gets hurt with some pretty big games coming up. What did you guys do with the Central when they stepped out?
We try to schedule a game, but it's really tough to find a game in mid-season, so we actually had a bye that time. Yeah.
That makes it really difficult, I think, for everybody involved. Last question for you, Coach. Senior-laden team, a lot of junior sophomores. When we watch Brookfield East tonight, what are we watching?
We're looking for a physical team. That's our identity, is that we want to win at the line of scrimmage. We want to play physical football.
Yeah, mostly upper class or juniors?
It's a good balance. It's a good balance, yeah.
Hey, same question for you. Is it senior-laden? Some juniors, sophomores?
I think we have 24 seniors, but we have a good mix of juniors and sophomores. This is probably most sophomores that we've had in a while up on the varsity, and we have a freshman kicker. So it's a good mix of kids.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, that's different for Marquette. Hey, guys, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for having us, Coach. I really appreciate it. Hey, you bet. We're going to get to a break. Other side of the break, Terry Kelly, John Weiser will get you the keys to the game. This is the Heiser Automotive Friday Night High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Okay. Okay.
For all veterans, past and present, we thank you for your service. And now, to honor America and those defending our freedom, please stand for the national anthem performed tonight by the Brookfield East Spartan Band.
the high school football season set to kick off here tonight. Our Heiser Automotive Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union in Brookfield tonight. Brookfield East taking on the Marquette Hilltoppers. Time now for our keys to the game tonight as Coach Terry Kelly has them drawn up tonight. Coach, what do we got?
Well, for Marquette on defense, they've got to get off the field on third down. That's been a problem area for them. They have to generate some form of a run game to set up their pass game, open it up, and they've got to score when they get down in the red zone.
And for the Spartans tonight,
they got to put pressure on the Hilltopper quarterback. Their offense and defensive lines have got to remain dominant. They're senior laden, and they should be doing a great job for them. And then their offense must eat up the clock. Easiest way to slow up the Hilltopper passing game is to not let them be on the field.
Marquette won the coin toss. They have deferred to the second half, so they'll be kicking off. There you get a look at their sideline. Keith Klasinski, the head football coach in his second season as head coach. He's been there a while. And we want to remind our viewers that you can also check us out online. We're streaming live throughout the entire game at my24milwaukee.com. There you get a look at Ben Farley, head coach at Brookfield East. Freshman kicker for the Hilltoppers, Eric Schmidt, teeing it up to our left. Marquette in the white, Brook East in the blue tonight. And our kickoffs are brought to you by Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, or MIXAP. Beautiful night for football, 67 degrees at kickoff, very little wind. And we're happy to report no rain tonight.
Don't want to put the curse on us, please, John.
Week 8 underway, and this one will drift into the end zone for the automatic touchback. And we'll get our first look at the offense from Brookfield East. Matt Schminde, converted running back. He was second team all-conference at running back last year, moved him into the quarterback slot this year.
Matter of fact, Matthew's kind of a special athlete. He actually got honorable mention as a all-purpose back, and he was second team as a linebacker, so he's a multi-position athlete.
You saw the offense there. Lupton, their leading rusher. Leading receiver on the team is Grayson Tabor. And the first play from scrimmage, they'll try and run from the 20 and get to the 21, and that's about it. The stout Hilltopper defense, Dan Tanti there, the strong safety to make the stop.
Yeah, one of the juniors playing for the Hilltoppers this season. As Coach Klasinski mentioned in the opening, they've got a number of.
Yeah, Ronsky we talked about in our pregame at the defensive end. Very good linebacking group. And then that secondary, and Charlie Novak back there, interception versus CMH last week.
Yeah, they're missing one of their starting defensive backs, Lanny Klemecki, who's got 39 tackles on the season, is out with a concussion.
Be the quarterback across the 24. Schminde gets it out to about the 25-yard line. Jake Merrick, inside linebacker there to make the stop. Bring up third and long now for the Spartans.
Yeah, you're going to see Brookfield East want to run a lot of the inside and outside zones. Schminde, runs that offense very well. And we've mentioned Simon Lupton, tremendous athlete, both receiving the ball as well as running the ball.
A dual threat. Franken will come here to the near side side receiver. Play fake, going to throw it that way, and it's overshooting Franken over the middle of the field. He was open, got a hand on it. Charlie Novak was in coverage. He got a step on Novak. He was there, just could not bring it in. One more look.
You can see where that run fake holds them for a second, sets up that passing game.
Good slant route that time, but unable to connect. Lupton into punt now. Frankie Callipy, the back to receive, and he gets a very good boot into this one. Callipy going to signal for and make a fair catch near the 33-yard line. So Marquette comes away with good field position, getting a stop on the first series tonight, and we'll get our first look offensively at the Hilltoppers tonight. They are led by Luke Novotny, their quarterback. We talked about the receiving tandem, Frankie Callipy and Nick Fergie, top in the state as far as the 1-2 punch on the receiving end.
82 catches between those two athletes on the season.
Gengler, the running back, 427 yards this season and 4 touchdowns. I had a feeling they got to get that ground game established to help that passing game. And they'll go on the ground on first down. And they'll get it out to about the 35, 36-yard line. Still moving the pile forward. And they finally get him down near the 40-yard line. Nice, strong run to start the ball game for Gengler. Brought down on the play by Schultz and Wilde.
Well, you mentioned that balance on the season. They've passed for over 1,500 yards, but have run for about 650. And so they'd love to see that get evened out.
There you see the defense. Heinkel, the leading tackler on that defensive line. Talk about their Schmeindel playing linebacker, and then Wilde at that defensive back. Play fake. Novotny going to keep it. And he's going to get the first down out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Our Goodwill first down brought to you by Goodwill. Shop Goodwill, sustainable back-to-school shopping for less. And hey, Halloween's coming up. Great place to get your costumes. Luke Heinkel and Andrew Champy there to make the stop. Champ did a nice job recovering there and coming back to the play to make that tackle.
Good heavyweight wrestler during the winter for the Spartan wrestling team.
First and 10 at the 47. Lefty Novotny wants to throw, comes up over the middle. It is juggled and not caught, incomplete. It did hit the turf. Intended for Frankie Colopy. As we head downstairs, our first visit of the night with Mike McGivern.
So guys, listen to the offensive coordinator here at Brookfield East. They're going to change up a little bit. Said, look, their safeties are coming up so strong, take away the run. They're going to go vertical a little bit, see if they can't spread out their offense, get the ball down the field. You're going to see them throw it a little bit next time they get it. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. All game long, Mike McGivern on our sideline once again tonight. Second and 10 for the Hilltoppers. Quick out, outside. Catch is made by Fergie. Short gain out toward midfield. Joe Stewart, the junior defensive back there to make the stop.
Yeah, he recovered quickly, came up and made that stop on Fergie.
Good size at that receiving corps, 6'6" for Fergie. Colopy, 6 foot.
Yeah, one of their starting receivers, Jokan Beard, is out tonight with an ankle injury. Happened last night in practice. He's 6'4".
First third down faced for Marquette tonight. They'll empty the backfield. Look right, throw left, and they'll get the first down out there as Fergie comes up with the catch, and they'll move the chains. Brady Fry there to make the stop, the defensive tackle, the senior for the Spartans.
Nice little fake out here to the right, look back to the left to throw that screen.
Exactly what Keith Klasinski was looking for to get a start here tonight and help out. Thad Hoffman in there now. He'll line up in the slot near side. Again, they'll throw it Hoffman's way. Makes the catch inside the 30. He'll take it down to the 20-yard line. 21-yard pickup and a flag on the play. Joey Austin brought him down. This may be coming back.
I don't know if they had enough men on the line of scrimmage.
We saw the quarterback, Novotny, talking with Hoffman about that. He may have been the one off the line.
Yeah, Hoffman only a sophomore. They've had a couple injuries at the wide receiver spot, so they're having to make some adjustments.
Illegal procedure, number 17 was covered on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Pat Gill, our referee tonight, 29th season as a WIAA official.
Like so many of the officials, putting in a little pitch for people to consider
Absolutely.
getting officiating. They're really short, trying to fill out the crews around the state.
That penalty was on Hoffman, was not on the line of scrimmage, so it brings up a 1st and 15. Take away a red zone advance here by the Hilltoppers. They'll go 3 wides here to the near side. On 1st and 15, and Novotny wants somebody off the line here. Has time, delivers, has the man coming up and over the shoulder catch. Touchdown, Fergie and Marquette. Beautifully thrown ball by Novotny, laid it up there for Fergie to run underneath it. and he makes the catch. His 8th touchdown reception of the year.
Yeah, he's got, that's his 33rd catch coming tonight. He's got over close now to about 700 yards in receiving.
Oh, beautifully thrown ball by Novotny the junior, hitting Fergie in stride.
Well, Fergie is a basketball player, also a very good lacrosse player. He's had a lot of Division I interest in lacrosse.
Eric Schmidt for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Schmidt now 17 of 19 on extra points this year.
Yeah, or 20. Actually, we got an update from last week's fill-in game at the last minute. He's got 19 out of 20 extra points on the season. Only a freshman, but highly regarded.
7-0 Marquette. Will step aside. A message from the folks at Landmark Credit Union.
Welcome to tonight's game. I'm Natasha Mortimer, branch manager with Landmark Credit Union's Brookfield East branch. Once again, Landmark Credit Union is proud to be sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on May 24th. We think it's a great way to show our support for local schools and also for us to give back to the communities we serve. At Landmark Credit Union, our job is to provide great service to our members while helping them meet their everyday financial needs and long-term financial goals. We truly believe that we are only as strong as the communities we serve. We have more than 30 branches, including locations near the 2 schools playing tonight. You can learn more at landmarkcu.com.
46-yard reception for Fergie and the touchdown. And Lupton across the 10, cuts back, breaks out of a tackle at the 20, and gets to the 24-yard line. 15-yard return out to the 14. James Rebholz getting down there defensively for the Hilltoppers. So the Spartans trailing now 7-0 with 7:25 to go here in the first.
Lupton's got good size, 5'10", 186, good speed and track. He's a sprinter, placed in the conference meet last spring.
Let's take another look when we get a minute here. We'll run this play and then we'll look at that touchdown one more time.
From their 24-yard line, first down, Spartans.
Single back, 2 receivers to the near side, sending a man in motion. And the keeper on a little option play, the Marquette player had it read beautifully there, who stepped in and broke that up right away. Merrick with the tackle. Dan Tanti there to blow that play up.
Well, this is a case where Marquette has to really play assignment football. And you heard Mike mention that they want to go passing. Well, the backs have to read their keys. If they keep coming run up, trying to stop the run, they're not paying attention to the line blocking or what the receivers are doing, they will get burned deep.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. This time, Lupton to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Maybe a yard. Stout defense up the middle for Marquette. Ben Riley, the nose tackle, in on that stop, along with Joe Cafaro.
Well, Jake Horshner, the offensive coordinator for the Spartans, has a lot of faith in Andy Champ at left guard, Grant Roloff at the center, and Brady Fry at the right guard. Gives them a strong center. Both of those guys got some mention, second team all-conference for Fry last year.
3rd and 6 from the 28. Bubble screen near side. With it is Desmore, and Desmore at the 31, going to be stopped short of the first down. Tanti there along with Gus Kaysen, the 2 defensive backs for Marquette, to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, kind of matching some speed on speed. Kaysen for Marquette went to state last year in the sprints and relays.
Lupton punting for the 2nd time tonight. High knuckling punt. We'll get away from it. It goes out of bounds here on the near sideline. They will mark it out at the 46 as we step out. Marquette scoring on their opening possession, a 46-yard touchdown pass. And it's 7-0 Hilltoppers, our Heiser Automotive Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union. Two of your favorite family-driven sitcoms are coming to My 24. Don't miss The Goldbergs and Last Man Standing. That's weeknights from 5 to 7 right here on My 24. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you from Brookfield East High School, Spartan Stadium, 7-0 Marquette. Second possession of the game for the Hilltoppers from their own 46-yard line. Again, going to the air, and again, cross field to Fergie. And he'll get it to midfield before he is driven back. Fergie with that touchdown catch earlier. Schminda and Joe Stewart both there to make the tackle.
Oh, that's a long throw across the field like that. You have to be careful not to have the D-backs from Brookfield East time that up.
Let's head to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Guys, on the defensive side on Brookfield East, they're talking to trust their reads. Coach Farley said, look, trust your reads. Make sure that you trust each other. We're going to be fine. I want you to back up a little bit as corners and safeties. Let's not get beat over the top again, but trust your reads is what he kept talking about.
Completes the pass far side to Colopy. Schultz was there along with Wilde. They'll be short of the first down, bringing up 3rd and about 4 here for the Hilltoppers. So they're going to the air primarily here in the early going.
Yeah, that's been their MO. That high snap last time kind of fouled up their timing on the play.
3rd and 4 from the 48, this time on the ground and nowhere to run. Joey Austin right there to take Gengler down for a loss. And the punting unit coming on for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, coming off the corner there, Joey Austin, one of their leading tacklers, 36 tackles coming into tonight's game.
Caught him on the blitz. Marquette, their first punt tonight. Obrio Altaro will do the punting here for the Hilltoppers. Bad snap, has to go pick it up, gets it away.
Fall on it.
And now it's loose. Brookfield East touched it, it was still loose. Let's see who came away with it.
I don't think their guy got a hand on the ball when he kicked it. He did run, kicked the ball, came off of a Brookfield East player.
That's exactly what Pat Gill and his crew are discussing here. Similar play to like last night in the Seattle Rams game on Thursday Night Football last night. It will be Brook East ball from that point. So 2 bad snaps in a row. This one on the punt went right through the hands of Altaro, and then he tried to kick it away. It was touched right there by the...
Beyond the line of scrimmage. Therefore, it's first down.
Rightfully explained there by Pat Gill.
Well, there's that issue of consistency again. You've got to make sure those snaps are delivered on time, and everybody's got to be paying attention.
Golden opportunity here for the Spartans, trailing 7-0, starting this drive at the 37 of Marquette.
37-yard line. First down, Spartans.
Lupton, the running back, single back in the backfield, fullback. Schultz in motion. Lupton, big hole up the middle, breaks a tackle, inside the 20, cuts it to the 15, 10-5, touchdown. Lupton breaking 2 tackles, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. And he got that up into the second level right there.
Have to wrap up and make that tackle.
Yeah, Dan Tanti, the junior strong safety, came up but tried the arm tackle, and going to take more than that to get Lupton to the turf.
Now Lupton with his speed and size won that battle.
Yeah, 5'10", 186. As I mentioned, his 10th touchdown of the year. He also will attempt this extra point. This one's away, and it is good. Well, the bad snap on the punt gave them the ball on the 37-yard line, and Lupton did not waste any time, going 37 yards on the first play. Once again, Mike McGivern on the sideline.
Hey, I'm here with Todd Clark. He's the Director of Communications for the WIAA. It's a treat to have him here. Hey, here because Brookfield East won a big award here today.
Yeah, like the Sportsmanship Award, the Rural Mutual WIAA Sportsmanship Award given to each team sport for their outstanding sportsmanship throughout the state tournament series.
Boy, it's part of the fun part about what you do. Big fan of a lot of things that you do to the WIAA. It's good to have these many people. You have fans back in the stands, kind of feels back to normal a little bit.
Oh, it does, not only on the home side, but on the visitor side as well. Packed stands and excitement, that's what we look for in high school sports.
So far, so good this year, right? In the fall, so far with the WIAA, been a couple of teams that had to kind of cancel, but so far, so good.
We've been able to navigate through this fall pretty well. There have been a couple cancellations, but again, schools are taking it upon themselves to be safe and do the right things to be able to not have the quarantine situations on a wide scale.
He's Todd Clark, Communications Director at WIAA, and I'll tell you what, he does a great job. I'm a big fan. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. Todd, thank you very much for coming out here tonight. Return taken all the way up to the 38-yard line. Good return by Gus Kaysen on that far sideline. Nate Munigal able to get him to the turf. One more look at the touchdown here on the run by Lupton. Nice gap, that offensive line up front. Andy Champ and Logan Fry on that left side able to open up that hole. From their own 37, Novotny wants to throw again, gets it out complete. Far side. Fergie able to make the catch and out of bounds. Joe Stewart taking him to the boundary.
And at some point, I wonder if Fergie's going to do a little hook and go, try to get up the sideline on that.
We'll keep an eye on that. I was thinking the exact same thing when I saw that. And a slot receiver here to the near side is Colopy, and they'll throw it out there again. Fergie with the catch, struggling to get to the first down marker, may have it. Again, it was Matt Schultz in there now at linebacker, along with Joe Stewart, the defensive back, taking him to the boundary that time.
Yeah, for the Hilltoppers, that's kind of their running game, the short passing game. I'm sure they'd like to be able to do it on the ground a little bit more. Sets up that, run fake and the good pass.
Goodwill first down for the Hilltoppers. And again, little hitch and the go down the far sideline has him there, and it's just overthrown, looking for Fergie again down that far sideline, defended by Joe Wilde.
We had talked about the possibility of some kind of an early move and then busting it up the field. They just couldn't make the connection.
Jake Josetti, the offensive coordinator, has been here for a while with that Marquette High team. He got to be loving the fact that he's dialing all his passing up.
Well, former quarterback at Marquette, went on, played at Ball State.
Yes, he did. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Gingler cuts back up the middle. Nice run. Gain of 8 out to the 45 of the Spartans. Andrew Gingler with a nice run. Grant Roloff and Michael Hext making the tackle. You get a look at Gingler, 5'10 junior. 427 yards, 4 touchdowns coming in to this ball game. Gets the first down, breaks a couple of tackles, takes it to the 40. Gain of 5 and a first down for Marquette.
Offensive line that time got off on a good surge.
This is where I think they can be effective now. If they can get this running game on track, work things off the little play action. Gingler again going up the middle. Finds some room. Takes it to the 28. Gain of 12 for Gingler. So the offensive line, Kowalik, Hart, Klein, O'Keefe, and Bidich all doing their job, picking up another Goodwill first down.
I got 4 seniors and a sophomore up there in that offensive line.
From the 28, 1st and 10. Now the play fake. Gonna throw it over the middle, through the hands and incomplete. Colopy, he was there.
Pass intended
A little
for
quick
Frankie Colopy.
quick slant that time and got his hands on the football, and Colopy will be the first to tell you should have made it.
Yeah, I think you watch him. He's going to be glancing up, looking to see where that defensive back is. Kind of took his eyes off. Saw Joe Wilde, the ball hawk, in that defensive backfield coming up on him.
3 picks on the year for Wilde, including 1 return for a touchdown. 2nd and 10 from the 28. 2 by 2 the receivers. They'll give to Gingler. Met at the line of scrimmage. Will struggle forward for a couple. Matt Schultz and Andrew Champ both there. 3rd and long facing the Hilltoppers here late in the first quarter.
We talked about that strong middle on the offensive line. Champ and Fry are right in the middle of that Spartan defensive front.
Well, let's see what they dial up here. They're going to go with 3 receivers to the left. Roll Gingler to the right side of Novotny. Has time. Back corner. Broken up, incomplete. Looking for Fergie on that same play. And guess who? Joe Wilde breaks it up for the Spartans.
Yeah, made a nice play on that ball. Didn't let the height disadvantage work against him.
Again, good protection up front. Into double coverage, and it was Wilde getting in there along with Joey Stewart. Looks like this will be a 43-yard field goal attempt, middle of the field here for Eric Schmidt. No wind. Peter McDivitt on the hold. Good snap. Ball down. And wide left. Little knuckling kick that time that drifted to the left on Schmidt. And so, with 1:39 to go here in the quarter, it'll be Spartan ball in a tie ball game. Not surprising. I mentioned in the opening, you go 6 of the last 8 games were decided by either 5 or less points.
Yeah, and last year they broke that routine. I think it was
Right.
40-34 to get that 6.
Yeah.
But they have been really tight and high scoring.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinators are losing sleep.
From the 20, 1st and 10. Quarterback Schminda around the right side, breaks a tackle at the 25 and takes it up to the 35-yard line. 15-yard run for Schminda, the quarterback. Finally brought down by Johnny Udell and Charlie Novak.
Tackled by Johnny Udell.
Udell, the senior, 26 tackles on the season coming into the game here as Lupton gets the call right side. He keeps the pile moving. Stays in bounds near the 38-yard line. Gain of about 3, brings up 2nd down and 7. Tackle made by Jack Scott and Cafaro.
2nd and 6.
They'll run the option, the toss back to Lupton. Marquette had it read well. Covering him up was Jack Scott, the free safety, but there were 3 Hilltopper defenders on the edge that time, ready for that play.
Yeah, Scott's in there for Lanny Klemecki, who we said was out of this game. Did a very fine job reading his keys that time.
He's got the pitch man, and he takes him to the turf. A little play action now for Schminda. Rolling, throwing, and it is incomplete. And I think we got a flag down as well.
Yeah, that flag came early, so I don't know whether the official spotted holding. Luke Ronsky was putting some pressure on.
Pass was incomplete, we'll see, on the penalty call. Ineligible man downfield, it would appear, on the preliminary signal by Pat Gill.
Eagle formation. On the offense, the tight end was covered. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
It's our second penalty of this quarter. Both were the illegal formation, either not being enough on the line. In this case, the tight end was covered on that far side.
Yeah, Wronski put some pressure on that time. Good coverage downfield by the Hilltoppers.
Frankie Colopy standing deep inside his own 20, awaiting the Lupton kick. Short punt. Marquette will get away from it. It will bounce and roll dead at the 35-yard line. Just a 26-yard punt.
26-yard punt.
And so with 12 seconds to go here in the quarter, Marquette, their third possession of the night. And they've been able to move the football in both their drives, scoring on their first drive and then the missed 43-yard field goal.
Yeah, some misconnections on the passing game has slowed up that offense for him.
They'll line up Hoffman here in the slot along with Womack and Colopy here on the near side. Fergie single receiver to the far side. They'll go over the middle, and it's caught by Thad Hoffman across the 45-yard line. The sophomore coming up with his first catch tonight. They tried that earlier. They went back to that play, and the sophomore delivered.
Yeah, his 10th catch on the year. He's also a basketball player for the Hilltoppers.
And that will do it here in this first quarter. All tied up at 7 here in Brookfield tonight. Greater Metro Conference action, our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union. Marquette ball to start our second quarter. Novotny going downfield, and it's incomplete. A lot of hand-to-hand combat down this near sideline between Joe Stewart, the defensive back, and Fergie, Nick Fergie, the wide receiver for the Hilltoppers.
Saw a little play action fake this time. Only thing that maybe negates that is Novotny hasn't been known to be an option quarterback that much this year. So
again, he throws a very nice ball.
He does.
There you see first downs tonight, East with just 2. Engler up the middle, cuts it back to his left inside the 40-yard line. Nice strong run by Gengler. He's had a couple of nice runs tonight.
Yeah, he's got a little shake and bake in his move through that hole. Sees it, plants the foot, covers the ball.
Stewart brings him down, Wilde, I should say, from behind. Joe Wilde. 8th first down of the game now for Marquette. Hilltoppers Spartan territory from the Brook East 36. Another Goodwill first down. Gets the call again. Inside the 35. trying to run right that time, but Luke Henkel, player we talked about in our pregame, able to step up and make the play.
Yeah, Marquette Lions got to stay with their blocks a little bit more. They stepped in that direction, but they didn't get their head upfield, get that seam for Genk.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 from the 34. Tight end Swiderski realigns on the right side. Novotny rolling left. Going to dump it out near side, and the catch is made by Fergie. Nick Fergie having quite the night already. That is his 8th reception in this first half. Make it 7. Okay. Another nice catch here on the near sideline, and a nicely thrown ball by Novotny, only to the spot where he can get it.
Well, Luke comes from a good bloodline of former Marquette quarterbacks, the Novotny family. And Luke, like his father and many of the other guys in the family, also a basketball player.
Another goodwill first down for Marquette at the 26 of Brook East. They'll give it on the jet sweep around the near side. Little toss sweep action this time for Colopy. Takes it near the 20-yard line. John Austin, or Joey Austin, I should say, the linebacker there to make the stop.
In this case, Marquette's gaining yards, but they've got to get scores. That's one of the things that they say they haven't been consistently doing this fall.
Well, all season when a team gets inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Salvation Army red zone. Salvation Army doing the most good. Again, to volunteer, go to samilwaukee.org. Fergie with the catch, breaks a tackle down to the 8-yard line. That's the 8th catch of the night for Fergie.
You were just ahead of the game.
I have a future in fortune telling, evidently. This gig doesn't work out. Another nice grab, taking advantage of the height there. 6'6", able to throw that up there and let him climb the ladder to get it. Brought down by Michael Hext. First and goal for the Hilltoppers at the 9. Gingler up the middle. Touchdown, Marquette.
You could see that seam open up, and he really did a nice job cutting into that. Following Brian Badach, Connor O'Keefe, Don Kleine, Jack Hart, and Luka Kowalik, that offensive line for the Hilltoppers.
9-yard touchdown run, the 5th touchdown of the year for Gingler.
Saw a little combo block. Saw Connor O'Keefe make that initial hit and then advance to that second level and get the block on the linebacker.
Extra point attempt here for Schmidt. And it's through. 14-7, and Marquette taking the lead here early in the second quarter. Once again to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
So I'm here with Africa Lucas. Hey, thank you so much for what you guys do. Hey, this time of year, holidays coming. Busy time of year for you?
Yes, absolutely. We've been participating in Friday Night Light Rivals for the last couple of weeks, so we try to get the word out about Mixapp. And if you don't know what Mixapp is, you can follow us on mixappmilwaukee.org. We're an extension of Community Advocates Public Policy Institute.
Can I ask a little bit, the mission statement of what you do is?
We help promote, we're a partnership of coalitions that help promote substance use prevention and misuse of substances. We try to make sure we tackle policies and programs related to substance use.
And kids from all ages, correct? Grade school, high school, college?
Youth, adolescents, young adults. And so they're able to learn about how to prevent substance use in our communities.
Servant leadership heart, where did yours come from? Because you obviously have that.
I've just been a servant to my community for the longest. I've been an advocate in my community for years.
I thank you for that. Well done. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. And our Mixapp kickoff returned out to the 25-yard line. Simon Lupton on the return, I should say, brought down by Jack Scott and Jackson Dooley. So the Spartans trailing once again. Need to go to work here. Marquette taking advantage of that short punt.
Well, the second quarter has been good for Brookfield East this season. They've outscored their opponents 77-29.
From their 26, first down, Spartans.
Schminda trying to go up the middle, and there's nothing there. Nice play. Luke Ronski along with Joe Cafaro. We talked about both of those players in the beginning of the game tonight.
Right.
And Luke Ronski.
Luke, 4.06 GPA. 4 tackles for loss on the year coming into tonight's game.
Student body president and a captain on this Marquette team. 2nd and 11 from the 25. Empty backfield, 5 receivers going out here for Schminda. High snap with time. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Was looking for a flag there as Grayson Tabor got across the middle. Tanti was on the coverage. It was close, wasn't it, Coach?
I saw Tanti grabbing maybe he was just trying to see how the jersey fit. I'm not sure. Once again, you've got to keep reading your keys and know where your zone is.
3rd and 11.
Another 3rd and long here for the Spartans. This time they'll keep Lupton in.
Perfect
2 by
time
2
for a screen pass.
Tabor in motion. They'll try over the middle on a quick slant. Broken up, incomplete. Looking for Franken that time. Broken up on the play by Charlie Novak.
For Michael Franken.
Yeah, Charlie Novak coming into tonight's game had 10 pass breakups on the season. Timed that well.
Number 11 right there. Got that arm in there and knocked it away. So a 3 and out. Lupton to punt. And they'll let it bounce. And that will go out of bounds at near the 24-yard line. Boy, tough to let that ball hit the turf. You got to come up and make a play on that ball.
You could hear the Marquette coaches in the next booth not being real pleased with that. You know, that's that old idea, though. Do you play 1 man deep or do you have 2 guys? But once again, it affects how your protection goes, guarding against the fake punt. Also, how well can you set up your blocking schemes?
A 51-yard punt with that roll will set up Marquette at their own 24-yard line. 8:20 to go here in the half. Gengler the single back.
From their 24, first down, Hilltoppers.
And now whistles stop the play. Flags
Before the snap.
thrown down by Pat Gill, the referee.
We have a snap infraction against the offense, the center. 5-yard penalty, first down.
5-yard penalty.
Little hitch in the snap.
I didn't see whether he kind of pulled back before he did that.
1st and 15. They overcame that on the touchdown back in the first quarter. Came right back with a big play. Let's see if what they try here. Just inside their own 20-yard line. Gengler breaks a tackle. He takes it outside down the near sideline near the 30-yard line. Once again, Wilde takes him to the boundary, but another nice run by Andrew Gengler.
Little trap play. Brian Bidach pulls through. Brian's father played at Marquette, went on to later play at Notre Dame.
Gain of 11, 2nd down 4. Gengler again fights his way forward and should have enough for a goodwill first down near the 35-yard line. Michael Hext, the linebacker, on the tackle.
Got Gengler 5'10", 165, but it's shown that he is a strong runner.
Another goodwill first down for the Hilltoppers, overcoming that illegal procedure penalty. Novotny going to toss it out, bubble screen. Colopy. Just a couple. Good recovery by the defense that time. And that quick out. Michael Hext again there to make the stop.
Yeah, he and Grayson Tabor came up, read that very quickly, taking a good check on their keys.
Grayson Tabor on the tackle. Gain of 2 yards on the play.
2nd down, 8 upcoming here for Marquette High. Gengler will roll to the right of the quarterback, Novotny. He'll get the call. Big hole right side. He'll get the first down before he's wrestled to the turf. It was Joey Austin, the linebacker, jumping on board to get him down, but moved the sticks once again. A goodwill first down for Marquette.
Well, we talked in the opening about, here we'll see the run again, about they needed to get their running game to set up the passing game. Now runs like that could set up a good pass action, for them.
12-yard gain, first down near midfield. Gengler again, cuts it back left side. Trying to get that edge, could not, and that's because of the great defensive play by Grayson Tabor. One of the safeties there for the Spartans tracked him down, gain of 1. Fighting to get to that edge and just could not get there. Good job by Tabor to bring him down.
I think the tough thing for young ball carriers to learn is when you try to hit that seam, get your 3 or 4 rather than trying to get the big play and maybe wind up losing a couple.
2nd and 9 from midfield. Gengler again. This time cuts it back. Gets it across the 45 to the 44-yard line. A gain of 6 makes it a manageable 3rd down here for the Hilltoppers. Hext again there to make the stop. His 6th tackle of the first half.
Good patience by Gengler, waiting to see where seam opens up.
Good job hanging on to that football as well.
Gain of 6 yards.
So 3rd and 3.
3 yards to go. It's 3rd down.
Gengler up the left side. That pile still moving.
It's going to be close.
Absolutely. I think he's just going to be shy. Let's see. Nope, they're going to move the sticks. They're not even going to measure.
Yeah, I think he was ahead of the yard mark there.
Shows you the strength, once again, of Andrew Gengler.
You're seeing a good push by the Hilltopper line.
6, 7 guys finally able to get him down. Fresh set of downs here for the Hilltoppers, and this is playing exactly into Keith Klaczynski's hands here now. Milk the clock a little bit, flip the field with a lead.
Some confusion here,
Yeah.
lining up. Trying to do quads set to the
And back judge is
right.
going to start counting down here. 4 receivers. And they spread him out to run. Novotny breaks a tackle at the 30. Novotny inside the 25. Finally down at the 23-yard line.
We mentioned earlier,
18-yard run.
Luke Novotny has not been one of the main ball carriers this season.
That was Tabor there to finally get him down, but you get the idea. Spread him out and then just run right up the middle. Watch those linebackers walk out to honor the receivers. That cleared the middle for Novotny. 1st and 10 from the 22. Fake to Gengler. They come back far side. Catch is made by Colopy. Colopy takes it inside the 10 and out of bounds there. He'll get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Hilltoppers. Grant Roloff there to make the tackle. One more look.
Tackle by Grant Roloff.
Excellent job there.
From the 10-yard
Got
line.
past Matthew Poker that
Goal,
time.
Marquette.
In the Salvation Army red zone, up for grabs, catch is made. Touchdown, Marquette. There's a question whether or not he was going to get down inbounds for Colopy, but he certainly did. And they add to their lead on a 9-yard touchdown reception.
From Luke Novotny.
Yeah, Colopy's 8th touchdown reception on the year. Goes up at the high point of the ball. I think he had control before he got pushed out.
Again, working on Matthew Poker, the senior out there at the corner. And the extra point try is up and good by Eric Schmidt. And we will take our break. 21-7, Hilltoppers on top of the Spartans. Our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. Courtney and Kara protect their cities and stand up for truth and justice. Power up with an all-new adventures of DC's Stargirl and Supergirl, Tuesdays starting at 7 on CW 18. 9-yard touchdown reception for Colopy, 21-7 Marquette. Again, our kickoffs brought to you by MixApp, the Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Eric Schmidt drives his right foot into this one. And at the goal line, out across the 20 to the 23-yard line, Simon Lupton brought down by Nick Womack for the Hilltoppers. Get one more look at that touchdown pass from Novotny to Colopy. Right there, high pointing. Ooh. Did he have control or not? I think that's the question. He did get the foot down, but did he have control of the ball when he did? 1st and 10 from the 22 for the Spartans, trailing by 2 scores now. Schmeinda on the keep, gets it out to the 25 for a 5-yard run before he is driven back. That whole defensive front finally able to get him down.
Yeah, you can see Schmeinda was why he was an excellent running back last year. You know, he's 6'2", 190. Coaches tell us he has also a very strong arm, so moving him to quarterback was something they saw as a real plus for their offense.
There you see the discrepancy in first downs so far tonight. Marquette just clicking along offensively. Their defense has been pretty stout so far. Schmeinda will make something out of nothing there as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. Finally wrapped up on the play.
Now you mentioned wrapping up, something they got to make sure they do.
John Green, the senior defensive end, getting some help with Jake Scott. Finally get him down. So 3rd and 4 upcoming here. 3 receivers to the left here. Single back is Lupton. Schmeinda trying to set up the screen, does to Lupton, makes the catch, gets it across the 30, 35, and Russell down at the 37-yard line. A 9-yard pickup on the screen pass. And they'll move the chains on a Goodwill first down for the Spartans, just their 3rd first down tonight.
One of those keys we mentioned, getting off the field on 3rd down when you're on defense.
And they had a chance to get him down before the marker, Jake Merrick. His tackle attempt unable to get him to the turf, otherwise it would have gotten off on 3rd down. Goodwill first down here for the Spartans. They'll throw it out near side. Catch is made by Grayson Tabor, and he is immediately flattened by Charlie Novak.
Excellent play by Novak. Brookfield East receiver didn't get a good block on him. He was able to fight through that and make the tackle.
Under 2 minutes to go here in this second quarter.
Well, here's an area where late in the half where the Hilltoppers have had some trouble. They seem to go to sleep and get themselves hit with a long touchdown pass.
Once again, 3 receivers to the left here.
Once again, watch out for the screen. Lupton's a great target.
Schmeinda on the run, going to keep it himself up the middle. Defender falls down. He'll get the first down across midfield to the Marquette 44-yard line. Merrick finally got to him. But again, unfortunately, the could have gotten down earlier, but the defender slipped. Right there.
Results in another Spartan first down.
Another Goodwill first down. Spartans with all 3 timeouts remaining here in the latter stages of this first half. They'll go 5 wide here. Empty backfield. Schmeinda coming back over the middle. Catch is made by Lupton inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. And the Spartans will take their first timeout. Cephas and Kaysen both there.
Yeah, the outside backer for Marquette did not stick with his coverage on that one. Once again, it's a question of do you follow through on your assignments?
Well, the Salvation Army is gearing up for Red Kettle season. Kettles will not be out until November, but you can donate now. Text WUM to 24365. 87 cents of every dollar donated will go directly to help those in your community. That's WUM, and text that to 24365. If you want to volunteer instead, you can help with the Coats for Kids program, the Toy Shop program, or Christmas Family Fest. For more information, visit SalvationArmyWI.org to see dozens of holiday openings in your area. That's SalvationArmyWisconsin.org. Offensive coordinator Jack Horschner in your picture there. He was busy getting this play in. They'll go quads here to the near side on this first down from the Hilltopper 27-yard line. Schmeinda comes back over the middle, and the catch is made inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. A 13-yard pickup and a first down. Nolan Tabasco, the tight end. That's just his 5th catch of the season. And they're in the Salvation Army red zone. Option, they'll pitch it to Lupton. Inside the 10 and out of bounds near the 7-yard line.
Good play design that time by Brookfield East.
Scott and Tanti both there for the Hilltoppers.
Their wide receivers ran off the defensive back, so they weren't able to come and play that pitch man.
Well, coming up in the U.S. Cellular Halftime Report, we'll highlight this week's Scholar Athlete nominees, and we will meet our Landmark Booster of the Game Award recipient. That's coming up at the half, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Second down from the 8-yard line. Lupton met in the backfield, coughed it up. It's loose inside the 5, and the Hilltoppers come away with it. I think it was Merrick who got the punch out. We'll take a look. I'm sorry. Merrick came up with the fumble. It was Cafaro in the backfield immediately, who knocked it away from Lupton. The turnover by the Spartans in the red zone. That one hurts.
Well, Joe Cafaro's been in on 53 tackles coming into tonight's game and 7 tackles for losses. He hit Spartan runner right in the backfield that time, jarred it loose. Honorable mention, all conference last year, one of the captains for the Hilltoppers.
Marquette taking their first time out here. Get on the same page. In the middle of that huddle is second-year head coach Keith Klistinski.
Yeah, longtime assistant, formerly the head track coach, Marquette.
Great guy, great person, a great guy to be at the helm of this program.
Yeah, the coaching staff, they've got a fine coaching staff. Many alums are on that. They've got some new people they've worked in. You know, they've worked very hard. I know they haven't had the results they wanted this year, but, you know, it's a positive vibe. And when we went to practice this week, everybody was working, paying attention. Coaches were busy working on teaching fundamentals as well as, you know, what they were going to do specifically for Brookfield East.
Yeah, this week was kind of play with confidence and be assignment sound. Know what you need to do, rehearse it, take it out here on Friday night and deliver. So far, so good.
I know Coach Josetti would like to do a dive fake and then throw it deep, but I'm not quite sure what the strategy will be right here.
I think they'll just take the knee, move it forward anyways. Out across the 5-yard line, out to the 7. And that will do it. Looks like Marquette content to take this 14-point lead into the locker room here at halftime. Perhaps an upset in the making here tonight, as Marquette coming in at 2-6 on the year has the lead here at Brookfield East. 21-7 on top of the Spartans as we will step out, get ready for our halftime coming up. Our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union on My 24. Welcome into our U.S. Cellular Halftime Report here in the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. A stunner so far, Marquette on top of Brook East, 21-7. And tonight we'd like to highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees. And we'll start first with Marquette University High School Luke Wronski. Luke carries a 4.06 GPA and participates in football and baseball. He's a member of the Spanish Honor Society. He's been chosen captain of the football team this season. Luke also participates as a retreat captain, president's ambassador, admission homeroom, leadership trainee at Camp Minikani, and is a member of a select chorus. He also plays guitar and harmonica. And from Brookfield East High School, Abby Wanazek. Abby has a 4.15 GPA and participates in swimming and diving. In the current swim season, Abby is undefeated in all of her events. She is ranked number 1 in the state in the 100 freestyle, number 2 in the 200 and 50 freestyle, and number 3 in the 200 in the IM and 100 butterfly. She is also part of the number 1 ranked relay teams in the 200 medley, 200 freestyle, and 400 freestyle. Abby set records on her way to state championships in the 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, as well as the 200 medley relay and 400 freestyle relay last season. She is a member of the Key Club and Spanish Honor Society. Abby will be swimming at UW next year on a swim scholarship. So congratulations to this week's Scholar Athletes and to all of the Scholar Athletes out there doing great things both in school and through athletics. 21-7 in favor of Marquette here at halftime. Let's head down to Mike McGivern for our Landmark Credit Union Booster Award.
Please help me welcome back to the field your Brookfield East Spartanettes.
So our partners at Landmark Credit Union are proud to serve and support our local community. And tonight we are honored to recognize an individual who has consistently shown incredible support of high school athletics here at Brookfield East. At this time, proud to introduce Landmark Credit Union Booster of the game. He is Tom Shevs. Tom, as a token of Landmark appreciation for your hard work and dedication, we want to present you with a gift along with a $500 donation to the Booster Club in your name so that you and others can continue to support high school athletics and great things that Booster Clubs do for places like here at Brookfield East. So on behalf of everyone at Landmark Credit Union, Tom, we thank you. My question is, why do you do it?
I have 4 boys, and sports meant a lot to them. They got a lot out of sports, and it's an obvious way for me to be able to give back and hope that other students have the same experience that my boys had.
So, Tom, your son is a junior, your youngest, so he's got another year and a half here at Brookfield East. When he graduates and goes on, we had this conversation. You think that you'll just continue to do this, which I love.
Yeah, I think I live about a block and a half away, and I think I'll be a frequent visitor and participant here at the athletic for Brookfield East.
That's excellent. Tom, thanks a lot for what you do. Landmark Credit Union is so proud of what you do and the other people that are involved in Booster Club, so thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
You bet. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Tom, thank you as well. Our Landmark Credit Union booster of the game. 21-7 Marquette on top of Brookfield East. When we come back, we'll continue with the U.S. Cellular Halftime Report here at Spartan Stadium on My 24.
He was jumping up and down. Getting it back.
The U.S. Cellular Halftime Report rolls on here on the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union. 21-7 Marquette on top of Brookfield East. Time now for a United States Marine Corps interview, and to the sidelines we go with Mike McGivern.
Hey, guys, thank you very much. I'm here with Sergeant Davis, U.S. Marine Corps. Hey, Sergeant, thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you again. Let me ask you, is there a better time of year? When do kids start making the decision that U.S. Marine Corps is perfect for them?
So actually, a lot of kids start thinking about it at the end of about their junior year. That's really when they start getting into, what do I want to do when I graduate? How do I want to spend the next, however many years of my life? So that's really where they start thinking about it. And then throughout their senior year, as they're looking into colleges and looking into everything, that's where they really start exploring and coming to talk to us.
Hey, Sergeant Davis, do you get many kids who go for a year in college, they're thinking about U.S. Marine Corps, they go into college and go, what was I thinking? That was the better choice for me. They come back to you?
So, yeah, actually we do, especially because we have quite a few programs that pay for college. So after a little while, whatever problem may come up, they come back and they talk with us and find out that we can actually really help them for a little bit.
Yeah, they really can. You know what? I think I said he was a Memphis boy. He said Nashville boy. He said, don't ever say that again. Truly a Nashville boy. Sergeant, thank you very much, and certainly always thank you for your service.
Well, I really appreciate y'all allowing me to come out here, and thank you for the support. I really appreciate it.
You can tell when he said y'all, he was not from here, boy. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Mike, thank you, and Sergeant Davis, thank you for your service as well. My favorite feature right now. Let's take a look across the country at Friday Night Rivals and Thursday Night Lights highlights.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard pass play. Another fake, it's Destin Wade, but he pitches to Keaton. The twin telepathy goes through, and Keaton Wade scores.
It's a touchdown, an extra point away from losing this game, so Arsenal gets the kick out of it. Pretty good one. That's off a foot, and how many times? Watch out. It's Ignore. It's a touchdown.
Look his direction, and now Whitfield extending the play, throws, and that he is intercepted, and what a grab. Unbelievable extension on that play.
Not a great sign, but they're going to try to turn around. Williams with the inside pitch this time. That's actually a pass, and he did not go down. He had a hand on the ground. This may be a problem. This may be a problem. He's got one man behind him. He's going to veer off a little bit, but Antonio Williams is going to walk away and strike up the band for the Dutch Fort Silver Foxes.
I would Hail Mary it at this point. Whitlock is going to keep it. Whitlock has a seed. Devin Whitlock all the way for the touchdown.
Right, and curve it in.
Here it goes on the way. Oh, close.
He made it.
He made it. Are you kidding me? Helm. He scored on a touchdown earlier, and he does it again. And Mavridge wins the game in overtime.
Halftime here in Brookfield East. The Spartans trail Marquette 21-7. We'll continue with the U.S. Cellular halftime report right after this on My 24. And welcome back. Our U.S. Cellular halftime report in Brookfield tonight. The Brookfield East Spartans trailing Marquette University High School 21-7 through one half of play. And time now for the highlights from our first half, and a lot to deal with the Hilltoppers tonight.
Yeah, they had the passing attack going. Novotny dropping back, throwing deep to Fergie.
Nick Fergie with the touchdown grab, his 8th touchdown reception of the year. 7-0, but trouble on a punt.
Right, this put Brookfield East in an obvious, very positive position.
The very next play, Lupton rambles up the middle.
You can see good speed.
But Hilltoppers undaunted. Gengler finds the end zone. Puts his team up 14-7 at that point, and then Marquette added one more touchdown late on the pass to Colopy.
Then a key play coming up here next.
Well, a nice grab by Tabasco, the tight end, inside the 15-yard line.
Set him up.
And then what might be the turning point of the game, the forced fumble and the recovery by Marquette.
Yeah, Cafaro came into the backfield, knocked that ball loose. Hilltoppers recovered.
Merrick on the recovery, and that's where we stand here, 21-7 through one half of play. One other game I'm following, obviously, alum of Kenosha St. Joe. They're playing Racine Lutheran tonight down in Racine. And St. Joe's with the halftime lead, 14-7. That's for the conference, the Metro Classic Conference this season.
Yeah, a lot of big games tonight, setting up possible playoff implications. I know last night a big game, Whitefish Bay knocked off Hartford.
Yeah, that was a big one. And, of course, Hamilton's playing, Sussex Hamilton was supposed to play WAC tonight, West Allis Central. They are hosting Stevens Point tonight to play that game, and they've already got a share of the conference title at 6-0. So they can win it outright if they defeat Brook East next week. That's if Brook East comes back to win this one.
Yeah, Brookfield East has a very potent offense, so this game is far from over.
Let's take a look at stats here from halftime. And there you see, one-sided here for Marquette. And again, that first down, look at, you talked about the key, getting off the field on third down. Brook East only 6 first downs, plus that turnover late in the half.
Key. And we also mentioned, Marquette can rack up yardage, but they need scores.
And they will get the second half kickoff to start this second half, so that's important, able to close it out with that takeaway, and they'll get the ball to start the third quarter.
Well, you talked about the message Coach Kliskinski was putting on his practice sheets this week about having confidence, and we also know they're stressing consistency. See if that becomes the operating procedures for him in this half.
Coffee in that locker room, because coffee is for closers only.
Might have missed that one.
Think about it when we go to break. We'll be back with our second half right after this on My 24. Welcome back to Spartan Stadium in Brookfield. Brookfield East campus tonight. The Spartans trailing Marquette University 21-7. The Hilltoppers A couple of passing touchdowns tonight. One reception each for Fergie and Callipy, and then the rushing touchdown by Gengler tonight. The points for the Hilltoppers. And the lone touchdown tonight for the Spartans, Simon Lupton, the 37-yard run off that mishandled snap on the punt. Let's go downstairs to Mike McGivern and the coach from Marquette High School.
Here's the head coach at Marquette High, up 21-7 at half. Coach, I'll tell you what, a great first half for your boys. Novotny kid can throw it.
Absolutely. You know, our kids all year long, we've known that they have this in them. They just have to be consistent. Now we got to play a second half because we know this is a very good football team we're playing, and they're not going to go down easy.
No, you know the first 2 or 3 possessions, these guys are going to come after it. Yep. They're going to hit you in the mouth, and we'll see what Marquette's all about. Absolutely. But so far, tell you what, 21-7, you look good to me.
Our kids believe in themselves. They've worked hard. They never gave up. We're going to do this thing.
Excellent. Coach, good to see you. Thanks. Yep, back to you, boys.
That's the question. Can they close the deal? And Terry, you're closer to the situation than I am. That's been the story this year. They've been in close games, but they shouldn't have been that close if they would have just closed the deal.
Right. It's, we keep going back to that key word, consistency, and making sure they do it. We've seen that sometimes the tackling isn't where it needs to be. How badly do you want it? Brookfield East trying to get a conference title, get positioned for the playoffs. 2 teams have a lot to play for.
Yeah, East coming in with their only loss this season to Germantown, a hard-fought game at Germantown, 21-13 a couple of weeks back. But in Marquette, their struggles this year, really right out of the gate, they faced a very good Arrowhead team in the first non-conference game of the year. They were in that game and had a lead.
Right.
Let it go.
You can't accuse them of having a weak schedule. They played the number 1 team down in Illinois, Loyola Academy, one of the top teams. When they had an open date, they went and found themselves a game with Catholic Memorial, whom we've seen play this year.
And again, we talked about it. We've been talking about it the last couple of weeks. When you're in that situation, you lose a game because of the forfeit. And you want to play, and I think I get what the coaches want to do. They want to keep the kids going. They want to get the kids, make sure they have at least 9 games.
And after last year, you don't want to take games away from kids.
And well, let's head downstairs. Mike, you've got the athletic director here from Brook East.
Here with the athletic director at Brookfield East, Ben Westfall. Hey, what is the trophy? And Todd Clark was here for the WIA. This is awesome.
Yeah, it was great to have Todd here. He came down from Stevens Point. Last spring, our boys tennis team was fortunate enough to win the state tennis title that was held up in Eau Claire, team state title. And then Todd got a hold of me about a month later and said we were also awarded the Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award that Rural Mutual sponsors.
Look, I love winning state championships, but this is something I've never seen one of these, just so you know. And I just think that's what a great icing onto the cake. Win a state championship and then be awarded the Sportsman of the Year. That's got to make you proud as the AD here at Brook East.
Absolutely. Like you said, it's great to win, but it's also great to do it the right way. And our student section, our students that are here, our parents are awesome supporters, and we try to do it the right way and cheer our team on and do all the things that high school athletics is all about, besides on the field, off the field as well.
He's Ben Westfall. He's one of the good athletic directors, I have to tell you that. Ben, thanks a lot for having us today.
Thanks, Mike.
Back to you, boys.
Mike and Ben, thank you. Especially Ben, we thank you for your hospitality this week. Great staff up here in the booth and coaching staff and all of the things that we've bothered these people with to get this program on the air, really. Right. And you think about it, and coaches and ADs got other things going on, and then here we come.
Oh, you look at the number of activities that are sponsored in high schools, and the behind-the-scenes people you don't see, the secretaries and assistants for the athletic director, and as well as the administration.
Spartans will kick off here in this second half. Marquette had won the coin toss, so they will get the football here in this second half. Simon Lupton, place kicker, kickoff, running back. We'll get this second half underway. Kaysen and Callipy are the deep men here for Marquette. This will be Callipy at the 5. Breaks it outside across the 32-yard line. Nice return by Frankie Callipy. A 27-yard return sets up Marquette 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Joe Cheatham there to make the stop for the Spartans.
Well, Marquette had some success with running game in the first half. It'll be interesting to see how they start out. They also, like I said, those quick passes to the outside are also like their running game.
From their own 32, 1st and 10. Gengler the single back. Tight end lined up on the left side, and Gengler gets the call. Spins his way forward for about a yard, maybe 2. Ball came out, but I heard a whistle. They will mark it down. Forward progress out to the 34-yard line for a gain of 2. Andrew Champ there to make the stop, but one more look here as he spun through. They were able to strip that ball, but the officials blew the play dead. Second down and 8. This time they'll line up Fergie in a slot along with Callipy and Hoffman here to the near side. They'll empty out the backfield as Gengler to the far side. Novotny pulls it down, takes a hit across the 35-yard line. Pretty good shot that time by Peter Vindenall. He stopped short of the first down, a gain of about 7. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 here for the Hilltoppers.
I hate to say that this is a key play so early in the second half. I really think it is.
Callipy in a slot to the far side. They will give it to Gengler. First down, struggles out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4 and a first down. Another Goodwill first down for the Hilltoppers. And again, thank you to Goodwill. You can shop Goodwill, sustainable back-to-school shopping for less. Halloween coming up, you might find something there as well. From the 45, first down for Marquette. Gengler trying to cut back. He'll get 4, just shy of midfield. Michael Hext. 6, make it 7 tackles tonight for Hext. He has been busy tonight. And Terry, that's been the key. The running game has helped this offense. They've been able to move the chains because of that. And that's opened up some of that play action for Novotny.
I've been trying to see if Luke Hunkel has gotten back in. He went out in the first half with an injury.
Novotny with all day to throw, has a man breaking, got a hand on it, incomplete. And out there looking for Nick Womack. Matthew Poker, the corner out there, they've been picking on him tonight.
And Womack maybe slowed up just a little bit. Didn't keep running, and if he maybe it just continued.
Well, it was a flag.
Holding.
That's why there was so much time in that pocket for Novotny. Well, that's the other thing tonight. The Hilltoppers have been able to overcome penalties. You look at that 78-yard drive midway through that second quarter, they overcame an illegal formation call. Or check that, that was that snap, that illegal snap violation. But they were able to overcome it. Now they'll have to overcome this one on a 2nd down and 19. Novotny going to dump it off to Gengler. Gengler to the 41. Gain of about 5 on the play for Gengler, brought down by Joey Austin, the linebacker on the outside.
Yeah, the blocking didn't quite materialize on that screen as the Hilltoppers would have hoped. You know, one of the things, we haven't mentioned, one of the linebackers tonight is the starting quarterback, Matt Jaminda. Now, how often have it been that we've seen a quarterback playing in that linebacker position?
Marquette 2 for 4 on those third down conversions so far tonight. 3rd and 14 from their own 41. Novotny rolling to his right, now sets, delivers, and coming back, making the catch near the 20-yard line. Are they going to rule it a catch? They will. Frankie Callipy with a diving grab at the 20-yard line. 39-yard pickup, one more look.
Frankie Callipy on the reception. Flag on the play.
And there is a flag in the middle of the field.
Ineligible field, number 75 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Vidic, the right tackle, getting downfield prior to the pass.
Now, when your quarterback starts scrambling, you know, sometimes you decide, okay, I better get out, throw a block.
Takes them out of the Salvation Army red zone. Moves them back further here on 3rd down. They're going to have to reset the chains here. The chains have to take a 3rd and 18. Again, Novotny with time. He'll bring it down. He'll race to the far sideline. Little cut move. Second effort, diving for the chains, and he may have picked up the first down. He did.
Tremendous effort that time by Novotny.
Luke Novotny, the junior quarterback. Everyone covered, took it down, and will get the Goodwill first down.
Luke Novotny on the run.
Trying to remember if his father ever ran that fast. I'll have to double check some old game film.
19 yards results in a Marquette first down.
They needed 18, they got 19. Goodwill first down at the East 45-yard line. Gengler busting a couple of tackles inside the 40. Another strong run. The bottom of that pile was Michael Hext.
Now that offensive line, Luka Kowalik, a student body president, a senior, 6'4", 282 at the tackle. Jack Hart, only a sophomore. Don Kliney in the center. Connor O'Keefe, who we've mentioned a couple times tonight, at the right guard. And Brian Badach out at the right tackle.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Fergie and Callipy lined up here to the near side with Callipy in the slot, and they will run it. This is Bryce Roeder, his first carry of the game, and he'll get the first down to the 30-yard line. Bryce Roeder, a sophomore, 5'11", 165, just his 16th carry of the season.
Yeah, the coaches are pleased with Roeder's development this season.
Andrew Champ along with Matthew Schmenda, both there. But again, a Goodwill first down for Marquette. Opening drive to start this 3rd quarter.
From the Spartan 31, 1st and 10.
They've chewed up nearly half the time here in the 3rd. They'll go trips here to the near side. 5 receivers with an empty backfield. Novotny spreads them out, wants to run. Going to get to the sideline, and he'll dive forward near the 25-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. We've seen that a couple of times. Get them all spread out and then run.
You kind of see a little trick that Luke Novotny does. Is just as he's getting tackled, he stretches out, and when you're 6'4", you got a little extra distance you can cover.
Very impressed with Novotny running things here tonight. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 from the 24. Gengler wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, may have gotten a yard. Joey Austin, the linebacker, was there first.
Andrew Gengler on the carry, tackled by Joey Austin.
That's 8 tackles for Austin tonight. Another critical 3rd down here for the Hilltoppers.
With 3 yards to go, it's 3rd
Marquette
down.
student body across the way.
Now, I don't know if Brook East will fall for it this time with the quads formation. Last time Novotny took off on a run.
He will run, and he will get the first down inside the 20. He'll hit the Salvation Army red zone with that run. Fresh set of downs for Marquette. Taking 7 minutes off this game clock. I'm very impressed.
Gain of 5 yards results in a Hilltopper first down.
Aiming to try to achieve consistency. You know, the message was on all of the practice schedules that the coaches worked with and they talked to the kids about.
Again, Fergie and Callipy lined up here to the near side. The give is to Gengler. Left side, big burst of speed. Spins inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. Andrew Gengler, the junior running back, breaking a couple of tackles before Tabor got him down. One more look.
During the season, he'd been going for about a 4-yard a carry average. Broken out tonight. Has over 100 yards rushing so far this evening.
118 yards on the night, to be specific, for Gengler. First and goal from the 7.
Looks like Novotny changing the play.
Making sure his linemen have heard it. Gengler will set to his right. He'll get the call. Gengler wrestled down near the 5-yard line. Andrew Champ was there along with
Gengler on the carry.
Veenendahl.
Tackled by Peter Veenendahl.
Third tackle tonight for Veenendahl.
Well, Champ at 275 is an imposing figure inside. Brady Fry, equal size as well.
Second and goal from the 5. Gengler again lines up to the right side of Novotny. Again with the call inside the 5 to the house. And they don't give him the touchdown. They'll mark him just short. Wow.
Andrew Gengler on the carry.
About a half-yard shy. We'll take one more look. Tried to reach that ball over.
Was short of the goal line.
So third and goal from just inside the 1.
Well, Brookfield East has packed it in there.
Novotny, the quarterback, with the keep. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. Late signal by the officials, but it was clear on the surge. Novotny broke the plane of the goal. And they add to their lead here, 27-7, taking nearly 7.5 minutes off this third quarter clock with this first possession.
Gengler giving his quarterback that extra shove from behind. Used to be called assisting the runner.
Yeah.
Got rid of that rule.
Luke Novotny, 1 yard on the sneak.
Eric Schmidt for the extra point. High snap, they get it down. The kick is away, and it is good. 28-7, an 8.5-minute drive here by Marquette to start this third quarter. We're going to take our break. It'll be Brookfield East ball when we return. Here are Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. Get ready to rock as the legendary competition and Olmec are back. Cristela Alonso hosts the all-new Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's Sundays at 7 on CW 18. 78-yard drive by the Hilltoppers to start this third quarter. They took over 8.5 minutes off of that game clock to punch their lead to 28-7 on the 1-yard run by Novotny.
Yeah, now the onus is on the defense to make sure, you don't start feeling you've got this big lead and you relax.
Kickoffs tonight brought to you by MIXAP, the Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Eric Schmidt, the freshman kicker here at Marquette. Will drive this one into the end zone for the automatic touchback. Still like to see you go on that long drive and don't give the return to the opponent. Well, let's see how the Spartans respond now. Down 3 scores here late in the third quarter.
From the 20-yard line, first down, Spartans.
They open up with 2 running backs behind the quarterback, Schmeinda. Lupton for a couple. Brought down by Merrick. Jack Merrick on defense. Let's head to the sidelines. Mike McGivern, what do you got?
Hey guys, listen to Coach Farley talk to his defense. He said, boys, 2 things. Play with some pride. Play with some pride, and we need some stops in the fourth quarter. But he said, fellas, you have to start playing with a little more pride, and we need to make sure we get a stop soon.
Goes without saying. 2nd and 8. High snap. Schmeinda able to bring it down. Steps up, fires. Lupton over the middle. Lupton across midfield. Lupton will take it to the house. Touchdown, Spartans. 78 yards for Lupton. And the Spartans aren't done yet.
78 yards. Touchdown, Spartans.
5th touchdown reception by Lupton. And he got behind the secondary that time.
I think that was, man-to-man coverage, supposed to be the linebacker, and the back beat him out of the backfield.
78-yard touchdown. Extra point pending here. Lupton, who just caught that pass, will kick the extra point. It is on the way, and it is good. 28-14. Didn't take long for the Spartans to answer.
What we just said, you can't imagine that you've got too big of a lead to be overcome.
Yep, he got crossed right in front of Merrick, it looked like, and
staring into the backfield a little too much. And we mentioned at the outset of the show, assignment. Got to be assignment sound.
I can still hear my freshman coach, Coach Carnes. Weiser, don't let him cross your face mask. Oh, I'm going to take that to the grave with me. Well, is it too early for an onside kick?
Yes.
A little pop-up kick, maybe? You got pretty good speed guys out there in Kaysen and you got.
That's going to be interesting to see who has the momentum. Did East just grab it after Marquette had kept the ball for overwhelming majority of that third quarter?
Another MIXAP kickoff tonight. We'll see what Lupton does here. He opts to kick away. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Marquette will get there. Fergie, and down he goes back to the 20. He was going to try and get to the outside, could not, as he was chased down by Cole Russo on special teams for Brookfield East.
You don't want to do an onside kick and give good field position. A little pop-up kick, make a person who's not used to fielding the ball take it. That worked out well that time for the Spartans.
Well, that defense, who was out there for 8.5 minutes on that Marquette drive, gets right back out there. Let's see if that touchdown has pump some life back into the defensive side here for the Spartans. Gangler the single back. Callipy and Fergie lined up left side. Bobbled snap. Novotny gets it away. Completes here to Fergie. Breaks a tackle. Still inbounds and finally driven out short of the 35-yard line. It was Matt Schultz out there who finally got Fergie down. Good job by Novotny not to panic.
Right, he kept his wits about him. I don't think he went out of bounds. They're pointing, but I don't think until they made contact and drove him out.
13-yard pickup and a goodwill first down for Marquette. Hilltoppers with the lead late here in the third. Gangler tried to cut it back up the middle, not much room there. At about 3. Brought down by Joe Wilde. Officially mark it as a gain of 4, second down 6 upcoming.
Gain of 4 yards on the play. Second and 6.
And Fergie lined up as the single receiver here to the near side. Gangler to the left of the quarterback, Novotny. He'll get the call. Gangler dives forward to the 41. Pickup of 3 will set up a third and short here for the Hilltoppers. Wilde again in on the stop.
Last couple of times, Brookfield East, anticipating run, has brought their linebackers into those different gaps, trying to slow up. They're playing a 3-4 front right now.
Third and about 3 from their own 41. Gangler. Second effort. He's going to be short, I believe, by about a yard. Somebody lost the helmet.
Nick
Swiderski. Yeah, he's going to have to go off for a play here. Let's see where they spot it. Okay. Does Keith Kostinski roll the dice here on 4th and 1? Up 14, late in the third, facing a 4th and 1. Kostinski just to the left of the down marker there. They're going to go for it, it would appear. Again, they'll spread everybody out. 5 receivers, 3 to the near side, empty backfield. Novotny jumps in under center. Second effort, he'll get the first down across the 45-yard line. Good surge by that offensive line and a good effort by Novotny to tuck it in behind his center. Planey. Right there, that second effort.
Got himself low, kept the legs driving. Key first down.
That's all about leverage. Got to get low. If your offensive line gets lower, you're going to get that push. Marquette just looking to try and take as much time off of this clock as they can. They probably will have to snap here. I don't think they can take it all the way down. So they'll quickly get set. Back judge is counting down here in the final seconds of this third quarter. Gangler gets the call. Between the tackles, we'll take it out to the 48-yard line, brought down by Fry and Champ, and that will end our third quarter here in Brookfield. Spartan Stadium at Brookfield East, and the Marquette Hilltoppers on the road tonight with the lead headed into the fourth. Our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you from Spartan Stadium, Brookfield East High School. Marquette and Brookfield East, the Hilltoppers with the ball. On second down, they'll run it. Gengler getting across midfield to the Brookfield East 48-yard line. Impressed so far through 3 quarters, this Hilltopper team.
Joe Wilde and Michael Hex on the tackle.
And this young man, Gengler, has had quite the night.
With 4 yards to go, it's
100 yards rushing tonight for Gengler. He gets the call again. Wrapped up short of the first down. A 1-yard pickup. Well, they were able to convert on 4th down on this drive. Do they try it again here? Ben Steyer, the senior, in there on the stop, but question now, you went for it earlier in your own territory. You're at midfield. Do you go for it here?
I think Marquette has had some concerns about their defense and how they played, throughout the year. So maybe they're putting the onus on top of the offense. Okay, they got to watch their time here. That'll be the one thing you got to be careful of. They may have to make sure they're checking that back judge so they don't get a delay of game penalty.
With 2 yards to go, it's 4th.
Trips to the near side on 4th down, and Keith Klasinski will take the timeout. Timeout Marquette.
That is their first charge. Timeout.
He will huddle up with the offense. Offensive coordinator Jake Giusetti going to have a conversation as well here, try and figure something out. What is your best play on 4th and 2?
We've seen them, use Gengler, but obviously Brookfield East is going to stack that line and come hard.
Let's go downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, one of the things I love doing high school football, being on the sidelines, I get to run into old friends. Dr. Brian McCarty, I used to do a radio show together. I carried him. I didn't really carry him. Doctor, it's really good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mike.
Hey, how hard is it being a Marquette High guy right now wearing this Brookfield East hat?
Well, I cheer for health. That's what we do. So I've been covering both teams for many years and really love both teams. They're great. So we just don't want people hurt, and if they do get hurt, we're here to help them.
He's one of the best. I know it's true, and you know what? I'll tell you what, he's done one of my knees, and he's done my wife's knee and my sister-in-law's knee. Dr. Brian McCarty, he is one of the best, bar none. It's good to see you, sir.
It's great to see you, too.
Back to you.
He keeps Sean Raffaelli upright, too. Did his knee, the hockey guy. Again, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Empty backfield. Novotny wants to throw. He'll dump it off. Catch is made. First down, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Thad Hoffman, his second catch tonight. This one converts a 4th down. And the chains keep a moving for the Hilltoppers.
He made that look a little more difficult than maybe the coaches were hoping.
Results in a Marquette first down.
He's kind of slid his way down that sideline and able to make the play. A Goodwill first down at the East 43-yard line. Gengler bounces it to the right. Fumbles the football. Loose inside the 40. Who has it? And I believe East has come away with it. Gengler fumbling it as he crossed the 40. Schultz may have come up with it. Time is called as we'll take one more look. Might have been Hex to knock that ball out.
Fumble recovered by Matt Schultz.
And they will credit Grant Schultz with the recovery. And an injury timeout. Looks like a cramping issue for one of the Brookfield East players. And Matt Schultz was able to make that play and recover the fumble, and I believe he might be the player that's down. So each team with a turnover tonight. Remember, Brookfield East turned it over late going in the red zone.
Yeah, that was a key play in that second quarter.
Well, momentum. Now that you have it, what do you do with it here? You've cut the deficit to 14. One more look again. Right there, both Gangler and
Yeah, I think Schmeina might have been the one who ripped that ball out.
Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, there's 3 senior cheerleaders here at Brookfield East, and I said, do you mind if I do an interview? The one that's going to talk first said, oh, I'm in with you. How long have you been doing this? What's your first name?
Amelia.
And how long have you been doing this?
9 years.
And so next year, what's going on? You want to continue?
Most likely.
Hey, what are you going to miss most about cheering here at Brookfield East?
Probably the team. It's such a great community, and we all love each other so much, and it's always a fun time.
Hey, do you like cheering more for football games or basketball?
I feel like with football, there's a lot more people, and there's a lot more fun to cheer at.
Yeah, basketball. And do you think you'll cheer next year as well somewhere?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're the baby of the group. You haven't, look at, she keeps like going that way. So for you, football or basketball, does it matter?
Football, totally football.
Yeah, you like the weather and just being outside?
Yes, 100%. The crowd is so fun. It's so fun.
And you're a good student cheerleader?
Yeah, I'm a good student. I'm an academic cheerleader.
Hey, and Coach Rux is a good teacher, the basketball coach. Have you had him?
I haven't had him, but I've heard some things.
Hey, you know what? I bet Coach Rux is a great teacher because he's a really good basketball coach. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Back to you, boys.
Junior Matt Schultz was the
Trick
injured
play.
player. They're going to try a trick play. They get it downfield, and they do. Down to the 25-yard line. It was a quick toss to the wide receiver, Tabor, who then hit Michael Franken for the shot down to the Marquette 25-yard line. One more look.
Well, it was the first time they lined up with 2 backs in the backfield by the quarterback. Once again, concentration and assignments.
34 yards on the reception.
A Goodwill first down on the 34-yard pickup. And the Spartans knocking on the door again. Play fake. Schmeina going to come back near side. Catch made inside the 10 and wrestled down at the 5-yard line. Nolan Tabasca, I believe, the tight end with his second catch. Charlie Novak wrestled him down at the 5.
Yeah, coming into tonight's game, Tabasca had 4 catches but 3 touchdowns. It's a rather efficient ratio.
Into the Salvation Army red zone. First and goal from just inside the 5. They'll space it outside. Catch made. Touchdown. Grayson Tabor. His 3rd touchdown reception of the year. And the Spartans are back in this ball game early in the 4th. They take advantage of the turnover. And 3 quick plays, and just like that, the Spartans back into this contest. Schmeina, the quarterback, is the long snapper. Cheatham is the holder for Lupton, and it's up, and it is good. 7-point game with 9.5 minutes to go.
Well, the same thing that's plagued Marquette throughout the season, the breakdowns that they have sometimes defending the pass. When you think about it, looking at the year, they've given up so many yards, and you kind of wonder, okay, is it scheme, is it personnel, what is it we're doing?
Grayson Tabor with his 5th touchdown reception. Threw that pass earlier. Coming up following the game, stay tuned for our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. So Tabor showing both his ability to throw the football, hitting Franken on that 34-yard pass play, and then comes up with the 4-yard touchdown reception. Kaysen and Colopy standing deep. And again, low kick, they'll let it go out of bounds. Nicely done that time by Thad Hoffman to let that go. And not going to threaten with a long return by the speedsters back there, Kaysen and Colopy. Relatively quiet night for Mr. Pat Gill and his crew tonight. It's only the 5th penalty tonight. So the kick going out of bounds will give Marquette the ball at the 35-yard line. They want it on the near hash. Well, let's see if the Hilltoppers can recover here. A turnover leading to a touchdown. They will hand it off. Gengler with another strong run, a 13-yard pickup by Gengler. 150 yards rushing tonight for Gengler.
And good to see the coaches put, confidence in their runner and have him take over once again.
Yeah, I'm in that belief that you cough it up, you get right back out there and you get that ball to the next time. A Goodwill first down out to the 48-yard line. And again, Gengler. Up the middle, Gengler! Gengler brought down inside the 20. Touchdown saving tackle that time by Joe Wilde. And just like that, Marquette back into the Salvation Army red zone on the legs of Gengler.
Running on that right side behind Bidach, O'Keefe, center Don Kleine.
Wilde with the shoelace tackle that time, saved 6. The Salvation Army red zone for Marquette. They'll mark it at the 16. Trying to answer here. Colopy and Fergie lined up to the far side. Near side is Womack. They'll toss it out behind the line. Colopy down the far sideline. Colopy to the pylon. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Well, that time they changed, Brookfield East changed its defense from that 3-man front to a 4-man front, went to a 4-3. Marquette had some room on the outside, took advantage of it.
A little pass behind the line, and Colopy able to break a couple of tackles and takes it home. Builds that lead back out to 34-21 with the point after pending.
Now this is turning out to be the typical shootout they've been having over the years. I mentioned last year was a 40-34 score in favor of the Spartans.
Kick is up, and it is good. 65-yard drive. That was set up by the kick going out of bounds. And then Colopy able to take it in after Gengler with that nice run. Picked up the first down on the first carry, then had the big run up the middle to put them in the Salvation Army red zone. Gengler now 31 carries for 190 yards. That was a 36-yard run that took them down to the 16-yard line, knocking on the door of a 200-yard night.
Yeah. Now Marquette's got to be looking at finding some ways to put some pressure on that Brookfield East quarterback, because they can't let him have time, and they also have to make sure that they are assignment sound on who's covering whom.
Matt Manungle and Simon Lupton are standing deep for the Spartans. And Schmidt one hops it to Lupton at the 5. Across the 20, big burst out to the 31-yard line. 26-yard return by Lupton out to the 31. Brought down on the play by Nick Swiderski. So 8:22 to play. Down 14 as the Spartans take over here. Officially out to the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line, first down,
Again, that new look here with the two-back set here. And 2 receivers here to the near side.
So they could be running a quick pitch.
Well, it's a play fake.
It's a what?
Schmenda coming to the near sideline looking for Lupton, incomplete.
Lupton running that wheel pattern out of the backfield.
Was covered on the play. Elijah Cephas, the senior. The old wheel route.
You know, once again, one of those tip-offs. They've only gone to that two-back set twice. You got to pay attention. One of the things it looks like Marquette does is stare into the backfield a little too much.
2nd and 10. Tabor lined up in a slot to the right side. Lupton to single back. Schmenda being flushed near side. Angle his way to the near sideline and will get out near the 35-yard line. Joe Cafaro got him to the boundary along with Cephas. They'll bring up 3rd and long for the Spartans. And Franken and Tabor to the right side with Tabor in a slot.
See what Jake Horschner, the offensive coordinator, has dialed up on this. Little bootleg action.
Bootleg right, throws left, Lupton at midfield. Lupton out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. 30-yard pickup. Kaysen able to make the tackle. Little trickery that time, looking right, then coming back, throwing left. And he was wide open, too. Officially a 33-yard pickup. And the Spartans on the move once again. Play fake. Schmenda still on his feet. He gets out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Ben Riley, the nose tackle, finally chased him out of bounds. Stops the clock with 7:48 to play. One more look. Again, a converted running back to quarterback. That was darn near a face smash that time by Riley. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 from the 25. Blitz coming. Schmenda on the run will get it away. Franken with the catch, coughed it up and out of bounds near the 16-yard line. He will get the Goodwill first down. They reach the Salvation Army red zone. Calippi finally got him out.
Once again, too many guys not being covered. Marquette tried bringing pressure, but the back was able to sneak out into the flat.
9-yard pickup, 1st and 10 in the Salvation Army red zone. 3 receivers near side.
Some confusion in the defensive backfield once again.
Schmenda dumps it off, completes to Tabor, down to the 5-yard line. Grayson Tabor caught that touchdown pass earlier in this quarter, brought down by Dan Tanti.
Tackled by Jake Merrick. That's another Spartan first down.
First and goal now for the Spartans
From the 5-yard line.
at the 5.
First and goal, Spartans.
Spread him out. Single back, Lupton. 3 to the right side. All kinds of time. Now scrambling. Cuts it back at the hash mark. Schmeinda to the 1. Schmeinda with a nice run that time, but just a little bit short of the goal line. Cephas was there for Marquette. One more look on the Schmeinda run. Marquette at the 2. So second and goal from the 2.
From the 2-yard line.
Empty backfield.
See if they borrow a play from out of the Marquette playbook.
Quads to the near side with an
Quarterback
empty
goes up the middle.
trying to get in, and again Marquette was ready. Denied the end zone that time. Schmeinda trying to spread him out and go up the middle, brought down by Kowalik and Merrick.
Tackled by Jack Scott.
Good play there by the Hilltopper defense. Brings up third and goal.
From the 2-yard line, third and goal.
Lupton to single back. He'll get the call. And second effort. No signal from the officials. Looks like he was stopped short. We'll bring up fourth and goal for Brookfield East. I believe Cephas and Merrick were there once again. We'll take another look. Yep, Cephas, one of the first players in there, and we're not going to let him break that plane of the goal.
From the 1-yard line, fourth and goal, Spartans.
Fourth and goal from inside the 1.
See if they try to hit their tight end.
Schmeinda. Let's see, no signal. Touchdown. Touchdown, Spartans. A 1-yard run by Schmeinda, the quarterback. Gets it done. And again, just all about leverage and getting low. That ball just broke the plane of the goal. Simon Lupton to attempt the extra point. And it is good. A 7-point game once again as we step out. We've got a great one here in Brookfield tonight. Hilltoppers 35, the Spartans 28. Our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
For the first time ever, the CW is expanding to 7 nights a week. 2 full hours of the superheroics, indulgent drama, and captivating characters take over your screen every night of the week starting at 7 p.m. Don't miss a weekend full of premieres with the hilarious Whose Line Is It Anyway and World's Funniest Animals Saturday night, and all new Legends of the Hidden Temple and Killer Camp Sunday night. Plus, get ready for the series debut of the all-new 4400 and the events to start the season with the Riverdale and all new episodes of all your favorites like All American. It's all on Milwaukee's CW18. Connect with CW18 Milwaukee.
Okay, we're looking here. So far, I think you got a player of the game candidate if Marquette wins. I don't know, Gengler's right around the 200-yard mark, rushing 29.
Klingler, Lupton has been very good for
My24 is bringing the funny this fall. You can catch full hours of 2.5 Men, King of Queens, and Schitt's Creek weeknights from 9 to midnight on My Place for Laughs, My24. Onside kick And a flag down. Looks like we're going to have offside on the kicking team.
Flag on the play.
From that far side, somebody broke early for Brook East.
On the kicking team. Re-kick. 5-yard penalty.
My question is, if you're Marquette, did you recover the ball? Wouldn't you want it there? Or
I don't think they get that option. I think
automatic 5-yard penalty and re-kick. We'll see if that changes the decision here by the special teams of Brook East. Six, 7 men up here front for Marquette. This time Lupton going to kick it away. Colopy across the 20. Check that, that's number 5. Kaysen with the return out to the 36-yard line. Nice return. Matthew Poker brought him down. Gus Kaysen on special teams. Marquette going back to work here. Needs to milk this clock down, melt it all the way down if they can.
see if we start seeing Brookfield East take some shots now on defense. Are they going to do something like a corner blitz, take one of those outside backers, bring him in?
Lined up here to the near side are Womack and Colopy. Single receiver. Far side is Fergie. Novotny cuts back to his left and will reach the 45-yard line. Nice little scramble that time by the junior quarterback. Stayed in bounds as well to keep that clock rolling, brought down by Joe Stewart.
And that time Brookfield East aligned in a 3-3, trying to have a 5-man shell on the outside.
8 yards on the play.
Picking up 8, leaving a 2nd and 2 here. Again, the Hilltoppers taking their time.
2nd and 2.
Again, going to wait for the back judge to begin his countdown. Gengler coming around the near side. Gengler across midfield. Gengler wrestled down inside the Spartan 40-yard line. Over the 200-yard mark, rushing tonight, Andrew Gengler, the junior. Joe Wilde on the tackle.
Joe Wilde on the tackle.
Able to get the edge on the near side. Good job on the right side of that offensive line. Connor O'Keefe and Brian Bidich out there, the right guard, right tackle.
Okay, you got to be careful, taking a little too much time here.
So another Goodwill first down for Marquette. A critical one now. 3:20 to go in the game. Gengler for a couple to the 38. Brought down by Joey Austin. This will take us under 3 minutes, and now you got to be thinking, if you're the Spartans, using a couple of timeouts on defense here. They have 3 remaining. Marquette took their only timeout of the half so far,
2nd and 9.
early in the 4th. 2nd down 9, just across the 39. Gengler again. Smash mouth football right up the middle to the 35. Brought down by Andrew Champ. Well, here we go. Another critical 3rd down for the Hilltoppers.
Andrew Gengler, gain of 3. With
So just short of the Spartan 35, 3rd and 6 for the Hilltoppers. Gengler, second effort going to be short. It'll bring up 4th down. Spartans need to call a timeout. They let a couple of seconds run here, and they'll take a timeout with 1:50 remaining. Joey Austin was there to get to Gengler. One more look. He's able to fight off that block and come right in to make the stop.
And I'm sure what Marquette is debating right now, you've got a place kicker, Eric Schmidt, who's got a strong leg. However, if you miss, ball would revert back to 39 here. Gives them great field position. If you try a pass here, you could stop the clock if it's incomplete. So you're running through that list. That's why offensive coordinators get paid so much money.
Well,
so
here,
I'm sure Jake.
I'll throw this out here too. If you put Novotny back there, do you do a little rugby punt, take the snap, run right or run left, and then a little rugby punt, try and get it out of bounds somewhere inside the 20?
Yeah, Ben Farley, the head coach, is also the defensive coordinator, and I'm sure he's going over all these options with his team as well.
It's been a great game. Week 8, you've got a team that's trying to improve itself in the playoff seeding in Brookfield East, and a team that's fighting for its playoff life right now in Marquette. This has been a great battle. These teams have, through the years, have been such great battles.
Well, they're not going to opt for the field goal, so it'll be interesting to see what they go for here.
Well, with Gengler behind the quarterback, Novotny, this might be a little pooch punt here.
Going to try to draw him off sides, I think.
Oh, and then the right guard, Connor O'Keefe, pulled out of his stance. Oh.
Penalty, 4th down.
Well, does this change the play calling here?
I think they're still going to go for it. And you can say, well, should you do a pooch punt and try to bury him inside the 10?
Novotny. He's going to keep it. Novotny, second effort, stretches for the first down. He's going to be short at the 31. Needed to get it across the 30 for the first down. Good effort, but even a better by Joey Austin, the linebacker, to wrestle him to the turf shy of the first down. So East will take over, down 7. A minute 45 here in the 4th with 2 timeouts. And Marquette will take their second timeout here. Get the defense on the same page. James Becker is the defensive coordinator for the Hilltoppers.
Right. All those little things that you work on throughout the week come into play, and which team is going to be able to keep its head on straight, handle the pressure, which team is going to respond and come up with something. So you can see Coach Kliskinski exhorting his guys, Coach Becker trying to figure things out, and over on offense, you can see Jake Horschner setting up what he thinks can work.
And you said it before, Coach, it's all about reading your keys, trusting your assignment.
And gotta
trust
find
what you see. Yeah.
Got to find some way to put some pressure into that backfield on that quarterback.
And again, just a fun game to call tonight if you're a fan of high school football. The back and forth, particularly here in the second half. So Marquette with 1 timeout remaining. Spartans with 2 timeouts remaining. This will be a 1st and 10 at the 31 for Brookfield East. 2-by-2 with a single back. Schminda trying to step up. Will run up the middle. Schminda steps out of a tackle across the 40 to the 42-yard line. 11-yard scramble by Schminda. Brought down on the play by Nick Fergie, now in there defensively for the Hilltoppers.
Once again, you need to be able to tackle in those critical
Schmeinda wants to throw, lets it go, leaping grab, Franken down to the 30. 27-yard pickup, Franken making the catch, Frankie Calliope. Calliope on the tackle, one more look. He waited patiently for Franken to break, and he was there. High snap. Schmeinda throws it on the run low, picked up off the shoelaces that time by Tabor. Maybe we'll get another look here. Fantastic catch by Tabor. Keep that ball from hitting the turf. Again, the snap was high. Ooh.
I think that dribbled on
Did
the
that
on
nose
the
of the
carpet.
ball touch the carpet? They'll mark it at the 24. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Minute 7 remaining.
Okay, Marquette does not have the coverage out here for quads.
Yeah, they got quads to the right side. Schmeinda trying to step up. Breaks out of a sack, comes down the near sideline, and will get out of bounds near the 20. They had him back near the 35-yard line, and somehow Schmeinda was able to step out of the tackle. Fergie chased him to the boundary. And Riley was there. Just couldn't finish him off. Picks up the Goodwill first down at the 21-yard line. They'll go trips to the far side once again. Lupton in now as the single back. Schmeinda scrambling. Tosses wide open. Touchdown! Brook East. You saw it develop right there. Matt Monagle, the senior, coming up with the catch.
Wheel pattern. You can see the back bite come up. Now the question is, will they go for 2 on this? They've been very effective on offense this fourth quarter.
And Marquette will take their final timeout. What an exciting fourth quarter here. And you have to wonder, Ben Farley, does he talk about going for 2 here?
You know, I think it's something that, you know, you've got the momentum going your way.
One more look. The old wheel route twice tonight comes back to bite the Hilltoppers. Let's head to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, so they're going for the win right now. They had a conversation, coaching staff and players. They had the players, they said, Coach, let's go for the win. Coach Farley said, you're right, boys, let's go win this thing. It's good stuff.
Well, you have the momentum. Schmeinda will head back out. They will attempt the 2-point conversion for the lead. Lupton the single back. Schmeinda on the run. Schmeinda cuts it back. And he will not get in. Marquette stuffs him. That might have been Ronski who got there, along with Merrick. We'll take another look. Tried to use the receiver. That was Merrick. Made the nice play.
Well, we know the onside kick is coming now. We don't have to be a Phi Beta Kappa candidate to figure that one out.
Whether we're going to use Monagle as a fullback kind of sweeping around to kind of scrape around and take that end or outside linebacker out to give some room for Schmeida, but Merrick was able to step in and fill that gap. It gets no better than this, folks. High school football. So the onside kick they'll attempt from the right hash mark. Again, kickoffs tonight, onside or otherwise, brought to you by MIXAP, Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. We got the hands people, all 9, within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage here for the Hilltoppers. And now a timeout taken by Brook East. I can't fault the coach. You go for the win.
No.
The play call was solid. It was just a better play by Merrick, the linebacker.
You know, you had the momentum. You had them on the ropes. They've been confused in the defensive backfield. I was wondering if we were going to see a couple of crossing patterns on both sides. That's one that can usually break a man free.
Well, Marquette's been in a couple of close ball games this season. They lost to conference leader Sussex Hamilton in overtime. They kicked a field goal on their first possession, and Hamilton came in and scored. They win that one 37-34.
Lost to Brook Central in overtime.
Lost to Brook Central in overtime, 41-38. And they're clinging to a 1-point lead late here with an onside kick coming. And Marquette falls on it. Nick Womack, the sophomore, able to get into the turtle position and cover up that football. And now a penalty marker. This is not what you wanted to see here. And again, this is a rivalry game. I mean, players know each other from both sides.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 75 of the return team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Again, unfortunately, you don't want to see that here.
No.
But as I said, players on both teams know each other very well. They've gone through some of the different football programs in the
Gone
lower
to some
grades.
of the same grade schools.
Yep. East can only stop it one more time.
Yeah, that timeout that they had to call comes into play big time now.
Hilltoppers in victory formation. Novotny takes the knee. And Brook East.
I think Brook East is going to let the clock run out.
Yep.
Although they have to snap it one more time.
Two rivals in the Greater Metro Conference. And Brook East will suffer their second conference loss of the season. Will fall to 4-2 with a game next week at Sussex Hamilton. And Marquette on the road tonight picks up their third conference win. They're now 3-3 in the league as they defeat Brookfield East tonight 35-34, holding back the Spartans on a 2-point conversion with under a minute left here in the fourth. We'll be back with our postgame, including our Marine Corps Player of the Game and the Champions Trophy presentation when we return to the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
I could.
We going to go with Gengler?
Yeah, don't
yes.
you think?
Yeah.
Gengler,
Yeah. Andy's getting the stat line for us right now. Gengler, 35 attempts, 211 yards, 1 touchdown. The wheel route.
Play a zone.
Boys, team trophy, ask him a question or two. I'm going to say good luck next week. When I say good luck next week, let me get out of here, then y'all go nuts. All right. And you know what? We are not. Problem, please.
In one of the more thrilling games of the season, Week 8 comes to a conclusion here tonight. Marquette on the road, 35-34, needing to stop a 2-point conversion with less than a minute left. Jake Merrick able to keep the quarterback, Matt Schmeina, out of the end zone on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you've got to give Brook East credit for going for it. You got to give Marquette credit for being able to stop it.
There are a bunch of happy Hilltoppers surrounding Mike McGivern. Let's head downstairs for our U.S. Marine Corps Player of the Game.
Be quiet. Coach Kelly talking too much up there is what I'm hearing.
My boys.
So Andrew, U.S. Marine Player of the Game, over 200 yards and a touchdown. And I got to tell you what, you guys needed this one, and you played awfully well.
Yeah, it wasn't just me. It was the whole team, especially the line. I wouldn't have done it without the line. Luca, Brian, Don, Connor, Jack, all of them. Great job. Great job, guys.
You know, that's just like a U.S. Marine, man, not taking the credit, passing the credit to other people. He'd be a perfect guy in this uniform. You're proud of a kid like that.
Oh, I couldn't be more proud, Andrew. Congratulations. Yeah, it takes an entire team, but you were the best one out there, toughest one out there, and, you know, Marine Corps Player of the Game award goes straight to you, all right, man?
There you go. Boys, back to you.
Andrew Gengler, the junior
right,
running
Keith,
back,
come on
5'10", 165 pounds, 35 carries, 211 yards, and here's his highlight package tonight.
Right, you know, if he's only been averaging 4 yards a carry coming in, he far exceeded that tonight.
Overcame a fumble here in the fourth quarter, got right back on it. Here's his touchdown run for the night, a 9-yard run. Andrew Gengler, the junior, our Marine Corps Player of the Game tonight. Again, 211 yards on 35 carries and the touchdown run of 9 yards. And his big run here, 36 yards, only to be tripped up by Wilde, keeping him out for a second touchdown. Congratulations to Andrew Gengler. Let's head downstairs. Mike McGivern has our Champions Trophy presentation.
So, Coach, we talked before the game and before the interview, and you said, look, we've had a great week of practice. I love these guys. They come hard. They come to work hard all the time. And he said, look, I feel pretty good about this. We're going to get one tonight.
Absolutely. Not too many people gave these kids a chance, but the guys in white right here, they believed in themselves, and they did it.
They did.
They did.
Hey, Coach, and I said, look, you got to get 2 in order to get in the playoffs. If you're going to get hot, not a bad time to get hot.
Absolutely. You know we can do it, and now we got one more game. We got to win to get in the playoffs. We're going to go back to work as soon as we can, Mike.
Coach, one of the best games I think we've ever had on this, and well done. Hey, good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for inviting us on. We love it.
Bet. Hey, nice job, boys. Let me get out of here.
They'll be celebrating long and loud on 35th and Wisconsin tonight. A great win tonight for the Marquette Hilltoppers on the road, 35-34. We'll step out. Final break and a final word from Brookfield East right after this. This one will go down for the ages, I think, in the annals of Marquette Brookfield East contest. 35-34, the Hilltoppers in thrilling fashion had a lead, facing a 2-point conversion with under a minute left. They're able to turn them away, and they pick up the win here tonight. And they have a shot at getting playoff eligible. They return to Hart Park next week, hosting West Allis Hale. And a win next week gets them to 500 in the conference, Coach, and possibly a playoff berth.
Yeah, pivotal game next week, obviously, and I'm sure you got to get yourself refocused.
Same thing for Brook East. They've got to get refocused. They're at Sussex Hamilton next week, and Hamilton, they're undefeated going into that game in conference play.
Right, and if they would lose that one, they'd also be 3-3 in the conference, and it's by computer this year. Who knows?
Well, it will be hard to replicate what went on here tonight, but next week, the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union, we head into Greendale for a Woodland Conference matchup. Greenfield takes on Greendale. That's next Friday night, starting at 7 here on My 24. And don't forget, each of our games repeat Saturday nights, starting at 6 o'clock. Big thank you tonight to our My 24 sports crew. All the cameramen and women tonight, along on the sidelines, all of our help. Sean Raffaelli, our sponsor. Andrew Spitzer, our stat man. Nicely done tonight. And again, thanks to all of our sponsors as well who bring Friday Night Rivals to you each week. Heiser Automotive Group, the Landmark Credit Union, U.S. Cellular for our halftime reports, the Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, the Salvation Army, the United States Marine Corps, and Goodwill. For Mike McGivern and Coach Terry Kelly, I'm John Weiser, wishing you a very pleasant good evening from Spartan Stadium at Brookfield East. A thriller tonight, the Hilltoppers over the Spartans 35-34. Until next week, thanks for tuning in, everyone, to the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.